It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every day on Gun Channels and simulcast over on YouTube. We watch all the comments coming in live, so we appreciate everybody watching us. We also appreciate all the viewers that tune in later. Everybody that has subscribed and shows support to all the chat hosts, all the content creators, we do appreciate that. One of the reasons that the show was started was for its interactivity with the live audiences. Today, we have hosts. We got Bob coming in from Canada.
Hey, thanks for having me here. Thanks for running the show, Jimmy, because I sure the heck couldn't.
No worries, man. No worries. Yeah, and we got obviously G-Webs is Tulsa bound, we'd say. So yeah, and we got me over here in Phoenix. Good to be here. Today, let's see what kind of show we got geared up for you guys. CCW, improvising CCW when you travel. Then we have gun stuff, hybrid kydex and leather holsters versus all kydex, pros and cons. Then for training, we'll be going over at-home drills, and we, of course, have our daily stuff, the gun of the day, gun movie of the day, tactical pop quiz, and much, much more. Usually we like to start the show with stuff that happened overnight or in the wee hours of the morning. Bob, you got anything?
Yeah, there was some. Clover had a good show. Some other guy, Nikki or something like that, had a show too, but yeah, it was boring.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Clover had a good show though.
Yeah, I popped in for a little bit on Matt's. I don't know, man. I've been getting caught up with a lot of stupid stuff around the house, so been missing out on my chats here. Got to catch up on some of them.
Yeah, but you got to catch up on some stuff around the house too first, eh?
Yeah.
Get that honey-do list done.
Responsibilities, what fun. But besides all that complaining, I guess we can dig into the show here. So CCW, improvising CCW when you travel. I actually have, I guess, an example of this or a story of it, quick story of it. I go to Illinois a few months back. My grandmother had passed, and so I went to Illinois, and obviously didn't carry on the plane, didn't bring anything with me in my luggage or anything like that. But as soon as I got there, I took a cab over to my mom's house and then took my mom's car and went to a gas station and got a little, like, couple pocket knives. So, I don't know. Like, I guess that was improvised something.
Yep.
But
first time I came down to the States, of course, I wasn't bringing anything. I did have my flare pistol with me. Figure, you get a 12 gauge flare in the face, that'll discourage you.
Oh yeah.
Legal to carry, or not carry, but at least have in the trailer.
Right.
And my shock cane, basically a stun, not a gun, but a stunner, but it's shaped like it's actually a cane. Super powered cattle prod.
Oh yeah, one of them. I got one of them stun baton things.
Yep, that's basically the same thing, but it's a cane as well. So yeah, that was fun or handy.
How is it actually usable? I've seen some of them things in the stores. Can you actually use that as a cane, or are you going to mess up some of the function of it, or what?
No, it works fine as a cane. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. Plus, it's got a flashlight and handle, so that's always handy. but
Yeah,
it
so
works.
mine's got one of them. It's a really weak. I mean, I don't know if it registers as a lumen, but yeah, I got one kind of like
Yeah,
that. Little,
not a terribly bright flashlight, but you
yeah,
know, I was thinking for walking the dog, if you get attacked by, you know, another dog or something, it'd be really handy. You just stick that out. Of course, the dog being the dog, he's going to grab it.
yeah. Well, we're talking about improvised CCW for travel, so I don't know if that. I guess that's something. Is that legal to carry, or would that not carry but travel with in your vehicle?
It's got, you know, it is in Canada, so I'm thinking if it's legal, because we're not allowed to have like stun guns and stuff or pepper spray, but this thing's legal, this shock cane, so
Hmm.
it
That's
depends
something I'm
on
gonna have to look
your
into.
laws. I think it's got a lot to do with your state laws, right? And that's the one thing that we gotta recommend to everybody is, you know, wherever you're traveling to, check your state laws. What you might think is perfectly legal to carry might not be in that state.
Well, exactly. Like it's really weird in Arizona. A lot of people think that Arizona is, all open and free with carrying whatever you want to. But if I wanted to carry my nunchucks with me one day and a cop were to stop me, that's illegal.
Yeah, unless well, in Canada, you can't carry any of that kind of stuff unless you're in a martial arts training, and then it's okay to have them, but you got to be going to a class kind of thing.
Yeah, see, and that I would even consider that to be ridiculous, but we don't even have anything that good, so I don't know. Nunchucks are out for traveling and carry.
Well, and unless you're trained with them, you're more liable to hit yourself than anyone else.
Oh, snap. Since we're talking about traveling and CCW, we got G-Webs in the house.
Hey, there's our traveling dude.
Yeah, I guess you guys started already.
Yeah, well, we don't wait for you anymore.
But yeah, we were just talking about travel and CCW. Just barely breaking into the first topic.
Which way are we going with it?
Well, we were talking about right now. We were bringing up possibilities of carrying one of those like stun canes or stun batons, like a little taser. But we're not really sure the legalities of that.
The one thing we were saying is that you got to check your state laws.
Right.
Might be legal in your state to just carry without anything is it could be problematic in another state. So always check your state laws before you consider even carrying a knife.
Probably a good idea. There's books out there you can get that'll tell you everybody's laws. They're updated every year.
Now, are those available online or? Yeah. See, that'd be handy. Just update it into a file on your phone or your laptop. Pad.
Let's see what we got going on in the comments here. If anybody's talking about. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
I'm just saying it's a lot of dead air for a 1 hour show.
Yeah. My brother has restricted concealed carry license. He can only carry hunting and to and from the range.
That sounds like Canada.
Well, cool. I guess we kind of got this one. No comments coming in over here.
Yeah, nothing on gun channels today. Boy, they're slow over there.
Well, we had a little bit of a short beginning of the show going into the whole anything that happened overnight or in the morning. So I don't know if you want to go into that a little bit, G.
Yeah, well, I drove to Tulsa.
Yeah, how was the drive?
Pretty shitty. It's like 9 hours or something.
Yeah.
No, 16 hours? No, 16 minus 7. Yeah, it's like 9 hours. It's pretty bad.
Yep. It is a bit of a drive. I I did that last year. But
All right.
well,
So yeah, drove all night. We had a chat with Matt last night, and then well, I don't know. That's all I got. All right. Well, so for the people on the gun channel side only, what museum am I at? And then you win.
prize quiz.
Yeah, no noises.
Do,
But
do,
we'll
do.
do the countdown, and if they don't get it before the countdown,
Oh,
Oh,
we got angry already.
yeah.
what? I don't have anything. Oh, I'm in the lobby. That's fine.
Angry
Right.
says J.M. Davis.
Yeah, it's cheap, but that's fine. At least we got activity over on the gun channel side. I'm not going to watch the YouTube side. So what's next?
So we are moving into gun stuff, but before the first and second segment of every day, we like to focus on Gun Channel's member or today it's the Patreon. So
Yeah, so it's Night Strike. So Night Strike's some members over at Gun Channels, and we try to feature a member every day. This week, we're featuring some of the people over on Patreon who we support. Night Strike's doing that show on Tuesdays, and I guess there's some other projects that he's working on. So, yeah, active member of the community, and literally helps keep Gun Channels going. So, let's see, can I throw a link over there? I think I can. And consider helping him out. What's the strategy? Take $20 or something and throw that over at Patreon. Throw $1 to everybody. That way you can help 20 people out. If that's something you feel like doing, consider it.
Yes,
All right, so we'll go into gun stuff.
yeah,
Sure.
and that is hybrid kydex and leather holsters versus all kydex. Pros and cons.
Well, anything that's got leather in it's going to be more comfortable, I would think, than something that has kydex, just because it's a more natural feel.
Yeah. Yeah, the only thing that I could think of that besides the comfort of carrying it and then having like one of those hybrid kydex where they'll have like a skin on the inside or something would be, I guess, less wear on your gun or whatever. But I just do kydex.
So what was the question?
It was hybrid.
Kydex and leather holsters. So hybrid kydex and leather versus all kydex. Yeah, having leather on there is pointless. Are you talking about leather in the back for like your comfort?
I didn't write this one. I have no idea, but I was assuming it was like the ones that if it was a hybrid, I've always seen the kydex with like the skin on the inside or whatever. I guess those two for the comfort, but I don't know. I've never had any of those ones.
Is that what Bob's talking about though? Like a big piece of leather and then you just kind of rivet a piece of kydex to it?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess the idea there is so that way if you got it inside the waistband and that thing protects you from being touched by your gun, and then it doesn't compress, I guess, like a regular leather one would. When you pull the gun out of a leather holster, it's going to squish. Your belt's going to squish it to you. So difficult to reholster. I guess that gives you the ability to reholster better, and then it actually gives you some retention instead of just tension for retention. It gives you the that sculpted, except only halfway. Because it's only on the outside of the holster, not the both sides like clamshell like they normally are. I've never used one of the hybrids, I don't think. Never had any interest. It also seems like a weak point, all those rivets that hold the kydex to the leather. Have you ever had one, Bob?
No, actually, most of mine are holsters of the ballistic nylon kind of stuff, because it's got to fold around my svelte body, so it can't be all that stiff kind of.
On a train whistle foul.
So, well, G was interrupted with the train.
That's fine because nobody wants to hear about Bob's body.
But no, I find I've tried a few of the Kydex ones on, and the problem I find with them is they're so stiff. I just didn't like the feel of them.
Yeah, I've had problems similar with Kydex, but I just found that, you know, you find a different way to carry. Now, I carry about 430. I consider it 5, but I have a hand on it, and I barely even notice the guns there.
So, put that shit in here. All right, so I don't know, is that train really bad?
The train is making the dog go crazy right now.
Wait a minute, has that dog even ever seen a train?
Nope.
Oh shit, my dog's seen lots of them.
I went to there's these I can't show the camera really, but there's these little trees. Like there's the museum where I'm set. Then there's these trees. Then there's a road. Then there's a parking lot. And then the train right there, right? So my dog was I was trying to get my dog to pee on one of them trees earlier. And that's when the train came by. And when they first come by, they blow their whistle, you know, because they're going through all the intersections. So they blow it, blow it, blow it, like at every intersection. Yes. I don't know if my dog's seen. He must have seen trains before here at least. But yeah, he did not like trying to take a piss with a horn blowing like 100 yards from him.
Yeah, that would be a little distracting.
Yeah, if you ever want to mess with your dog, wait till the train's about to blow its whistle, then try to make it go. So the museum is packed full today. I'm guessing it's because of people going to the gun show. I've never seen it this full before. Yeah, I'm parked way in the back.
Oh yeah, I'll bet there is a lot more traffic when the gun show's on, eh? People will get there a day early or something.
Alright, so we're quitting the Jonas shit. So quit that shit already. Do that in somebody else's chat. And quit talking about the chat. And we'll move over to what do we want to do? Let's do gun shop for the day. I'm gonna bring up this shop yesterday. That other one that Bob, not the LGS one, Larry's Gun Shop, but the other one. It was called Zia, Z-I-A, and that must be some New Mexico thing because there's like 100 things named Zia with that like star sun thing, like the circle with 3 lines going in each direction, like their sun. Yeah. It's like on the license plate and everything. So that might be named Zia. I don't know, but in Arizona, that's a record store. So here or in New Mexico, I guess it's name of something. Anyway, it's this one gun shop, and it is an awesome gun shop. You went in there, right, Bob?
Oh yeah, yeah. It was great. I was really impressed with it, but then they didn't seem to really care.
No, they freaked out. So you had told me that, and I went in there, and I'm like, well, you know, I'll see what I can do. So, and once I went in there, I was like, oh, come on, I really, really want to get this shop. I mean, I've seen a couple of shops. Dragon Man shop is about the closest thing to this one, except they've got like almost a whole Poplar in there, right? Or you know, like an outdoor store's worth of reloading and powders, and Dragon Man don't have any of that stuff. So there's a ton of staff. I couldn't tell who's who, so I asked some staff, who's the boss? And they say he's over there busy, and you know, they wanted to help me. I told them I was just worried about, you know, I'm asked who I would talk to about taking pictures or whatever, and they're like, oh no, he's not gonna. And they gave me this whole big story about how somebody had gone in and taken a picture of a gun's serial number, then took it to the police and said that it was stolen, and then created an audit. And I mean, I'm not telling them didn't. That's the same story you got. So it must be the story that happened or whatever. But you know, I tried to explain to him the project. I tried to explain to him, you know, that I'm looking for a picture of the shop, not an individual gun, and there's no way a serial number is going to be in there. It's going to be, you know, just to show the flavor and the size of the shop. But they weren't having it. And that's frustrating as shit. No, the other 4 stores that happened to, 2 of them were okay. They were actually pretty decent, and I would have liked to share them with everybody because they were interesting stores. So that's 3 of them now. But the other 2, you know, they didn't want to be on thing, and their stores kind of weren't that great anyway. But this was frustrating. So it makes me, I made a quick video about it because I don't want to be like one of them guys that's like, oh, they didn't work with us, so screw them, right? No, so that's not the point. But maybe to make lemonade out of it, if you happen to have the ear of somebody who owns a gun shop and they're like adamantly against photographs, think about kind of chiseling on them a little bit. Not for our project necessarily, but just for anybody in general. I really don't see the fear that they've got. I could understand it back in the day when there was fewer people walking around with cameras, so the likelihood of somebody coming in, you know, being a professional media person on the left, you know, was higher odds than somebody who was friendly to gun shops coming in and trying to do some kind of coverage. But that's not the case. And this whole project that we're doing is about getting in, you know, just regular people to share these shops for the power that it gives the shops on the internet, and then just the extra coverage it gives them for eyeballs. So, you know, it's here nor there. It's like I say, there's 4 shops so far out of 60, which isn't even 10%. I don't know if there's a way to figure out the actual percentage of that 4 out of 60. Well, I think 4 out of 65 really. But yeah, super frustrating when it's an interesting store. And their reasoning for it is just, ugh. And there's nothing I can do. I mean, they're against it. So just me, some guy off the street, never gonna be able to change their mind. But these people that own gun shops have families and friends, and they hang out. And even if you're just a customer or something, or just a friend at the range or something, somebody owns a shop, it might be worth, I don't know, just letting them know that, you know, there are friendly people out there, I guess.
Yeah, it might be one of the things is, you know, just tell them, hey, man, I've seen all these other gun shops on this, you know, on gun channels or whatever, or, you know, online.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it's really cool because then you get an idea whether you want to bother to go there or not. And a shop like that, I mean, geez, like it had so cool stuff.
You'd almost want to, I mean, it's not necessarily like you're going to drive all the way over there, but if you were debating having to go to Roswell for something else, it is the dairy capital of New Mexico, right out loud, then you definitely want to stop by that shop.
And it's from the first spaceship crash. Which, by the way, I went out near there and I never saw a single alien.
Yeah, you have to go way out of town to the northeast or northwest. I don't go out there. We'll go out there sometime. I don't know if it's walled off out to where the actual crash site was. I bet.
Well, as close as I could get and park. There was like a pullover spot not too far from it. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, I wish I remember. Anyway, I did find 2 ranges out there too. I don't know if you left going towards Texas.
Yes, I did.
There's 2 ranges out on that road going towards Texas. So, yeah, it's worth going to Roswell again, just to hang out with Larry's gun shop, see their other shop in Hobbs, I guess, and then maybe do something with them, go to White Sands or something like that.
I mean, Larry's gun shop, they were really friendly. They were really helpful and friendly.
Yeah, we'll do them as a whole separate shop because they've changed already. The brother's working with them now.
Oh, yeah.
That was when you were there. So we'll do a whole nother one on them because they were definitely cool. But anyway, so this is an interesting shop that was frustrating because we didn't get to cover it at all. If you happen to be in New Mexico, check it out. It's called Zia Guns, I think, or something like that. And then we'll do a video from the outside. And that was one of the things I liked about it is on the outside, they got one of them giant banners. Like they're using a good, I don't know, 1/5 of their outdoor footage to say open on Sunday. So that's awesome. And that's the kind of thing where you're just going to see that. You can't not see it. It's as big as a camper on the side of their building. And anybody who drives by knows that that shop's open on Sunday. So I just think that's a good thing to be good practice to have for a shop, and also for advertising it so much.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so that was our shop of the day. Every day we try to feature a shop. I hit 2 other ones in Roswell. We'll talk about those again. And I don't know if I'll be able to hit some here in Tulsa or not, but then I got some other things obviously with the show and everything. But I got a lead on one in Oklahoma City. So maybe on the way out of town, I'll be able to hit another Oklahoma shop. And then depending on which angle I go home, maybe we'll grab some more. But if really the point of this segment of the show is one of the reasons we're doing the show on a daily basis, so that we have, you know, whatever number it is, opportunities to talk about different gun shops. And we also wanted to encourage other people to remind you, you got a camera in your pocket. That phone is a really nice camera. Whatever the percentage is, 4 out of 65 gun shops are the only ones that said no. Most of the time they say yes. And you can really help out a gun shop. And if you're creating content, you can create content. It gives you something to talk about. And if you create a relationship with a gun shop, you've got potentially infinite content. So it's win-win. And that's the segment. That's why we continue to do the show. And why we leave that segment in every day. So what do we want to head on to next?
I don't know. Let's I don't know. We could talk about the gun of the day.
Sounds good.
Now, the Firearms Arms JA9.
What did you call it?
Is it Jimenez or Jimenez or
Jimenez?
Jimenez.
Come on.
Hey, I'm Canadian. We don't have them foreign names up here. We got things like bourgeois and Colburns. Yeah. So anyway, Jimenez, JA9. So yeah, budget gun. I kind of came across it just by accident, and I thought, God, I didn't know they even made a full 9mm. I'm sure you mentioned it at one point, but usually when you start talking about Ring of Fire guns, like eventually you start just kind of glazing over. So
I've never talked about the 9s because I don't like them. They're stupid. So I think that the companies are interesting, and I like the little ones because they're based off the Browning, but it's like a giant misshapen Browning in the wrong caliber.
Yeah.
It's the same design. All it is made it bigger.
If you compare that to that, what's the other cheap one? I don't know, the brick.
High Point?
High Point, yeah. If you compare it to the High Point, it seems like a much better gun. It's got like larger capacity. It's smaller.
No,
it's like,
you're saying that Jimenez is a better gun? Jimenez is not a better gun than that.
Well, I'm saying it seems like it would be a better gun because of the larger magazine capacity. The one thing I've always haven't liked about those.
And you make 9mm, is it necessary to have a huge magazine?
Well, I say anything should have a large magazine, but that's just, you know. Yeah, but I've seen comparisons, and the Jimenez seems to be a little more reliable. It seems to be hit or miss, though. It seems to be, well, much like the High Point, I guess, or quite a few guns are like that. You'll either get one that's good or you'll get one that's bad. If you get a good one, it's good.
Yeah, I don't think so. So they're made out of Zamek. So the story is that the 68 Gun Control Act happened and stopped the importation, but it didn't affect the demand at all. If anything, it increased the demand because now they couldn't be imported. So Bruce Jennings, the dad, George Jennings, the dad, was an aerospace engineer. So he started to make the Ravens out of Zamek so that they didn't destroy his tools. And then the kid, Bruce, started making the 22. And then he called those Jennings, and eventually started making a 9mm version. He's not an engineer or a designer or nothing. He just took the design and made it bigger. So now you've got a gun made out of pot metal that's the size it is, just so that the 9mm cartridge doesn't blow it up. So, it's a material that needs more mass in order to contain the pressures or whatever. So, I don't think it's a hit or miss. I think it's when you get into those larger calibers, those guns beat themselves up faster. Little 22s beat themselves up eventually. So 9 is just, in my opinion, too big a caliber to put into one of those things for more than just like a project gun or a hobby gun.
Yeah, but look at the size of the High Point, and that's a polymer.
That's different, though. High Point is a completely different company made in Ohio way after the fact, where actual engineers made it. And yes, it uses Zamek, but in obviously a much more massive way, so it doesn't beat itself apart, even in 45 ACP. If you look at the Ring of Fire guns, which are all made in the Los Angeles area, they never got into the 45s or anything bigger than 9 because the guns would start to break, and they were doing their stuff back in the early days of polymer, right after Glock, and people were still mixing their own polymers and stuff. So High Point's a whole different animal, made in Ohio by a bunch of different people over the years, but definitely more engineers than, manufacturers, which is all Jennings seemed to be. Jennings is a dick too. The guy who owns Jennings, there's George Jennings is the grandpa, the dad. Bruce Jennings is the son. He's the one that started Jennings Firearms, and he's an asshole. He's one of the worst black eyes on gun people ever. So He's almost as bad as Lorson. Well, he's as bad as Lorson in different ways. So those are interesting guns, but I wouldn't call the 9mm hit or miss. I would just call it a miss.
Yeah, well, anyway, it's a U.S. made gun, so there's that going for it, and it is a budget gun, and I don't know. I like it better. I like it better than the high. I like it better than the high. It's a better looking gun.
Because you never had either one of them, though.
Well, no.
Play with both of them, you'll change your mind, seriously. But the fun thing about those 9s is that people get them for nothing, literally nothing when they're broke, and then go buy a bunch of parts for cheap, like less than $10, and put a gun together for very little. And I wouldn't call it an effort in gunsmithing necessarily, but in tinkering or just hobbying, it's a fun hobby, and you can sometimes get a working gun out of it.
Yeah, I like that. That's I mean, it's something you could take out to the range just for shits and giggles.
It's a good gun for after you shoot your real guns, and then you're like, okay, I don't want to leave because I drove all the way out here. Oh, okay, I'll shoot my little guns, cheap guns.
Yeah, sure.
One thing I've noticed about every single Jimenez picture is that they all use the word clip instead of magazine.
Yeah, that's another thing. They're just
character.
Yeah, they're weird group there for sure.
But that's our gun of the day. I thought at least it's U.S. made, so it may be the bottom end of the U.S.
Plus, another thing, you want some insight? We got a minute about Jimenez. Yeah, we got plenty of time. Jimenez is my clock right? It's only half after.
Yeah, we got plenty of time.
So they came out with a polymer 22, I guess. They were going to make a polymer J822 or something. And they kept claiming they were going to do it. We have this forum where a bunch of nerds get together and geek out about cheap guns and stuff. And we find the obscure ones and the weird ones, and we map them all out and that kind of thing. And some of the guys are really into building, getting broken ones and putting it back together because it's so cheap and something to do. And so obviously when the Jimenez started coming out with, these rumors started of a plastic one, everybody was like, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. I was still doing my thing. I had just done the big, well, no, it was after I did the big project or whatever. But anyway, so obviously I had already done the project and I was interested in these guns. I hadn't driven to California yet when they came out with it. Anyhow, they came out with it and they started going to the forums and telling everybody, hey, this is coming. And I'm like, good, I'm 8 hours away. Tell me when to show up and I'll be there and we'll take a look at it. And they completely blew me off until everybody on the forum was like, why don't you tell gun websites when you can come up there? Because you want us to look at it, he will bring a camera and we can look at it. And they wouldn't do it. They brought Such in. So that's a minute.
And I might add, that was one of the videos I did see on it was Such's.
There you go. So they're in Vegas. So they're like 8 hours from us. Well, 6 hours from Jimmy, 8 hours from me when I'm at home. I went to their place, but only up to the front. I've never been in.
I know the one thing that I do like about Jimenez is that I had a couple of old Bricos and a couple of old Jennings, and they swapped out parts for me, like expiring pins, like some of the parts, and they just sent them.
Yeah, it's the exact same guns. When Jennings was sued by a crooked lawyer and a doctor in California because a babysitter shot the kid he was supposed to be taken care of. So the kid he shot sued him for $8 million. I forget now, but an unprecedented amount of money. It was $40 million. It was more money than any gun manufacturer has, period. So, and more than you can insure. And California gave him the lawsuit. So they had to sell the factory. Obviously, they can't come up with $40 million somewhere. So they sold the factory, and the factory manager won the bidding, and basically they just retooled the, what do you call it, the roll mark, because it's the same. Everything is exactly the same gun. It's just now it says Jimenez on it. That's the guy's name instead of well, it used to be called Braco.
Yeah, and Jimenez, wasn't he a worker in the factory or something like that, or like something along that line?
He was a factory manager.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Basically, he just took over the production, then moved it to Vegas, and Jimenez now. That's where the name comes from. It's just his name.
So those are actually produced in Vegas?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, just like the Ring of Fire shops, they're just office space, you know, little industrial complexes. So they're very discreet. They don't put nothing on. They just have an address on the door usually.
So it must not take much to mill those things and build them, eh?
No, every single one of those factories was nothing more than a couple, maybe 1,000 feet, or even no, probably they were all about 1,000 feet of industrial space. That's all you need to kick out millions of guns. Millions of guns.
Yeah, that's a real cool history. I like their history, definitely.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so that's the gun of the day. We try to feature a new gun every day. Why don't we move into the movie? Oh, is this the Wolverine movie? So every day we try and come up with a gun-related movie, something you might not have seen in a while, or if you're a youngin', something you ain't seen yet. I think everybody's seen this one, though. Logan? That the Wolverine movie? I guess there's guns in it. Just shoot them.
In it, yeah. It's just that the hero doesn't use the guns. Although, spoiler alert, he dies.
Do they? Oh, is that the one with the what's his name in it? That's the last one.
Yeah, I think
Exactly.
Oh, so he doesn't. He's not. He doesn't run around slicing guns with his claws in this one.
a little bit, but yeah, I mean, like I say, tons of guns, lots of shooting. Machine guns, everything else. That's the only reason I stuck it in there is because I just saw it a couple of days ago. Yeah, and right at the end, yeah, somebody gets killed with a wheel gun. Andrew was just mentioning there's a wheel gun in it, so.
Right, it's important to have adamantium bullets on hand.
Oh, isn't that the truth, man? It's just silver bullets.
But I did like they mentioned it in this internet movie Firearm database, and that's kind of what I thought was cool about it. How they had the whole Shane reference in there as one of my favorite older movies.
Yes. Yeah. 386. Because he did shoot somebody with it.
Yeah. Well, I think he threatened to shoot somebody with it and then dropped it, and then the girl shot somebody with it.
Well, she shot the cloned Wolverine.
Yeah.
But yeah, lots of cool guns in it. I mean, they got that SIG, MPX, the one you just have on the screen now, and HKs. It's just tons of cool guns in there.
Yeah, I've noticed that HKs are really big in Hollywood. I think it's just because of how they look, or do you think they have like some kind of contract?
I think it's probably mostly because of how they look.
That's what I
And
would
they're
think.
also expensive high-end guns, right? And Hollywood likes expensive high-end stuff.
Yeah, definitely a good movie. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I'm not super into like the whole fantastical stuff, but I thought it was entertaining. I liked it. It was definitely one of the best X-Men movies that I've seen.
Yep. Yeah, it was a little slow to start, but then once it got rolling, I loved the Chrysler, the 1925 or 2025 Chrysler limo.
Oh yeah.
Man, did that car take a beating? And I'm watching that thinking, you'd think if the cops saw a car like that going down the street, they would pull it over automatically.
Yeah, they might have some questions, but yeah.
Yeah, after it's been shot to pieces, got no front end left on it. So, yeah, it is pretty cool, though. It had some cool machine guns and stuff in it. Gotta love that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs. Check it out.
I'm gonna give it 2 thumbs, and yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, check it out. Although, like I say,
I'm only gonna give it 1. I didn't like it as much as it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.
Yeah, you always got to be difficult. That's expected.
Yeah, kind of expect that from you.
Whatever. If you give everything 2, then how can a good movie be good?
Well, we don't give everything 2. We just know whatever we give it, you're gonna give it something different.
And he cracks a mini 14 over his legs. How many movies do that?
That's true.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on. So that was our movie of the day. I guess let's just go on to this to get it out of the way. Look out. So you guys know what that sound means. Time to crack them knuckles and whip out them keyboards. Well, actually, that's not needed today. Today, we need them eyeballs. So we're doing a visual quiz. And here it is. Once I get this mouse on a surface that works, there we go. Boom.
Boom.
I will zoom in and zoom out as necessary. Give it a couple seconds, I guess. But guess this gun.
Oh boy. What is it again? Oh, okay. I got it. Yep. Nope. Not Tech 9. Not Tech 9R.
I'll zoom out just a little bit.
Intertech TC9. No.
Warm.
Oh. Linda. No.
I'll do one more click.
Oh, Tech 22 from Angry.
There you go.
Angry's on a roll.
There it is, the Intratech 22.
All right. Angry. Kicking butt on the gun channels. So, Angry, you know what that makes you today? That makes you the tactical pop quiz hot shot of the day. There you go. Gee, that one didn't even hurt that much. Maybe I'm getting used to it.
Very good, very good. All right. So where is that going to take us now? What do we got left here? Training. Let's see. At-home drills. This one. So I can go in a couple directions.
Oh, puppy. Stuck in that smelly old Chevy van.
The one that's driving, that's here?
Hey, I was there last year. Holy cow, look at all the campers. Yeah, I'll bet you there's lots of people that are there for the gun show.
I would say so.
It must not be that cold there, eh?
Oh, it's freezing.
So what's that, 70 degrees?
I don't know. It's probably colder now.
You were in your
68.
gangster Adidas jacket? J.M. Davis. Arms and Historical Museum. That is a cool museum, I must say. Oh, I like the guns on them. I didn't even notice those. Damn, I wasn't paying attention when I was there, was I? Of course, I usually watch my feet. Wait a minute. That can't be G Webb's. He's not wearing combat boots.
I was gonna say, are them sneakers? Something's going on.
Yeah, I think Marco must have given him a pair of shoes.
Who are you and where's the real G-Webs?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I bet the dog hired somebody new.
All right. Everybody can hear that in here, so quit it.
All right.
All right. Well, we're in
So what else we got in the show?
I think we have training and gun history, and after that,
Well, we definitely got the gun history part. Oh, you're talking about history of the day.
yeah, I'm just loading up right now.
There is a whole big chunk of history right there, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going when the zombies attack.
Statue aisle?
No, just the museum.
Like I was just here a minute ago.
Actually, you know, when you think about it, that museum's pretty secure. Once you got in the door, if you boarded that up, you'd be pretty safe from the zombies.
There's no ammo in here. Look at all these pistols.
Well, you'd have to bring your own ammo.
You got to bring your own.
You just bring a bunch of black powder and ball. Just think of the black.
All right, well, just getting that thing going, then we'll all be meeting up here tomorrow, it sounds like. Getting ready for the big gun show. It's about half an hour that way. So we got any gun history?
Yeah, I'm pulling it up and looking, and there's not very much that went on today. So I would almost kind of consider the museum the gun history for today.
What's going on, everybody?
There's the
Hey,
JMB. So this guy who hotel or hotel, yes, Route 66, and his attraction was his collections, some Steins, the largest private collection. At least he tries to dispute a larger private collection, and to the end decided to Oklahoma built this building, and then he gave the to them. They made it's pretty awesome.
It's breaking up really bad, G, for me anyway.
Okay. History.
That's a really cool museum. I could see it 1,000 times and still see something new.
Is the video working okay?
Actually, it was just Smeggy. He had some kind of background noise kept blocking your voice.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm driving. I'm sorry if I'll mute.
Oh, no worries. I was just saying the brief history of the museum was it was a private collection that was arranged for the state of Oklahoma to leave it on display.
You know, I got a question here from Clovertack, and you're in the museum right now, and I don't remember seeing what did he have a pipe collection? I thought he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yes, he does. Clovertack, there is a big collection of pipes. I thought there was pipes in there.
Yeah, I think they're over here somewhere. Or maybe they move things around.
Now Bob's definitely going there for the zombie apocalypse.
Got to bring your own smoking product, though. And your own ammo. Plus, he's got saddles and stuff, so if you can find yourself a nice handy moose to ride.
Got to to bring your own moose.
No, that's
I
fine.
know it's in the east-west row, but if it's not this one,
Did you say bring your own moose?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. So yeah, a moose would be awesome because you could ride it and then you could rest your rifle on its antler. If it was like really well trained,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like you have in bipod.
For sure. And plus, they're really tall, so the zombies couldn't reach you, and they could just stomp the zombies to jello.
all right, I can't find the pipes, but I know they're in here somewhere.
Yeah, well, gives
That's a bad idea. Riding a moose in the zombie apocalypse.
you just got to wade through the rivers. But yeah, they'll give Clover something to rush through there looking for. Gotta find the pipes. Gotta find the pipes.
This is all the stuff that isn't guns over here, or most of it, in the bathroom. All they have is 2 genders here, though, so I'm not sure what to do.
That could be problematic.
Well, it could be for Smeggy, that's for sure.
There's a pipe, but that's not what we're talking about. Yeah, I don't know where they are.
I'm sure they're there, though. I'm pretty sure he's got, like I say, it's kind of eclectic. It's mostly guns, but he does have a lot of other stuff, too, eh?
Yeah, well, he has a lot of Steins. It was a collection to attract people to the hotel, so I imagine he probably experimented with some different things.
Mm-hmm.
If he went on buying trips, he probably just collected pipes wherever he went.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't.
This may be a stupid question, but is there any type of like a directory or a map of that place, or is it just like free reign? You just walk around and find it.
No, there's a map. I'll show you. It's not easy to keep track of, but there is a map. That's the gift shop. Past the front desk. So that's the little room that you start with right there. And this is the directory.
Oh, okay.
So not quite. I took pictures of all the pages, but this is what's on these. But I guess that gives you an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked in here. And we're standing right here somewhere. So that's all is that how it is? No, I'm standing up here. Where the hell is this? This is the front. Oh, no.
Yeah, I think I spent probably close to 3 hours in there, but my phone battery went dead after the first 45 minutes, and I didn't realize it. So I got lots of nothing. I did get some strange looks about talking to myself, though.
All right.
Dang, they even got a neat gift shop, dude. That's awesome.
See, Clover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a great place. It really is, and it's, Tulsa's a neat little city. Other than hurricanes, or not hurricanes, tornadoes.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
So where does that take us in the show? Let's see. Much gun history.
Well, was there anything really big in gun history that happened at this date today? I mean,
No.
No.
We'll just go with the museum. That's perfect. So what's
Cool.
on the menu, I guess?
Let's see. Today is Thursday.
Campers are gone. All right, well, there's a lot of dead air. So is there anything left in the segments?
Yeah, we're just looking to see what's on tonight.
Yeah, I was just going over to the schedule here.
Are we even anything on Thursdays anymore?
I
What?
don't think so.
Is anything even on Thursdays anymore?
We got the Outlaw Hatfield coming on at, says 8 Eastern. And Yankee's going to have his solo chat tonight. And I believe Clover Tack is coming on before that.
Yeah,
This is
Clover Tack
Thursday.
comes on before Yankee.
Okay, yeah. And then after us, Panzer Pondry is going to throw up a lobby, give you guys a nice little place to congregate and BS till the prime time stuff starts.
And you never know when Moon is going to do his gun. Oh my God, what is it?
News
GNN.
Network. GNN.
Yeah, gun news network. Is that what it stands for?
Yep. And Gun News Network.
Not to be confused with Gun News Weekly, which is Tack Daddy's show, which is also on Thursdays.
Totally different logo.
And Ghost was just corrected me. Thank you, Ghost. Clover comes on after Yankee. This is his after hours.
Oh, well, that was my mistake then. Sorry about that. Clover?
Yeah, no, I thought it was Fridays was the late show too, so no worries.
All right. So I think we're caught up. Let's wrap it up right on time again.
We'll probably be trying to do it either live at the museum again with everybody or at the show, whichever works. And then I guess we'll see you at the same time tomorrow.
All right. So if nobody's got anything else, let's wrap this up with our quote. This one is by Anonymous today, one of the most prolific writers in history. But before that, I just want to remind everybody, please like, share, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. We have we've done quite well. Let's see, 15 watching, 18 thumbs up. So great. Thanks, guys. If you can afford to, support us on Patreon. Let's keep this thing rolling and keep us on the road and keep the show going. So anyway, with that, we'll just finish up with our quote. Very short one, short and to the point. No law ever prevented a crime. And that is so true. So with that, everybody, I'd like to thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see y'all tomorrow for Friday's show.
The guys and gals of GunWebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching GunWebsites.com.